Welcome back. One final point before we go. Remember that time Democrats told us that we were going to die? Oh, which time was that, you might be asking? Well, it's hard to narrow down, isn't it? Were you talking about the time Democrats told us we were going to die if we repealed net neutrality? Or were you talking about the time Democrats told us we were going to die if Neil Gorsuch was confirmed to the Supreme Court? Well, let me ask you this. Am I talking to you from beyond the grave? Well, no, I'm not, because we did not die any of the times Democrats said we would. Here's the thing. This hysterical showboating from the left, the whole, did you hear Trump is a traitor, now everyone's going to die, this stuff is a load of garbage, and people who live outside the swamp of Washington, D.C., we're tired of it. Don't you get adrenal burnout hyping up all the outrage all the time? You crank up the hysteria to level 10 out of 10 every single week, only to ditch one thing for another the very next week. And people are tired of hearing you cry wolf. After 5 to 10 days of your cries of inhumanity, border walls are evil, they die out when you don't do anything else to secure our border. After a few days, your cries of treason, when there is no treason, fall on deaf ears. So what do? You move on to the next outrage. Tax reform, Obamacare mandate, gun control, Kim Jong-un, Trump's fire and fury tweets at North Korea, that summit, net neutrality, immigration and the separation of parents and kids at the border, Russia and Putin and that summit, the Cohen tapes, Trump's Iran tweets in all caps, Gorsuch, Kavanaugh. I'm pretty sure you told us about every single one of those things that we were going to die. And we didn't. So now it's time for you to listen to us. You know what we the people care about? We care about living our lives. We don't care about the politicians in Washington, D.C. We would love nothing better, actually, if we could turn on the news and once, just once, it wasn't about you. We sent you to Washington, D.C. to protect our rights. It's actually about us. We care about our First Amendment right to free speech, our right to practice our religion, our right to protest and march and criticize the government, our right to report the news without getting punished for it. We care about our Second Amendment right to bear arms, our right to work how we want, marry who we want, spend our money the way we want, and live our lives how we see fit. Your only job in Washington, D.C. is to make sure the government doesn't violate any of those rights. And if you're in D.C. and you're constantly telling us that we're going to die if we don't vote for Democrats and hate Donald Trump, instead of protecting our rights like you're supposed to be doing, just remember, the elections are in November, we are your boss, and we're not afraid to kick you out. And nobody's going to die. And that is my final point. You can reach me on Twitter at Liz_Wheeler. If you like the show, please send me an email at oann.com/contact. In the meantime, catch us here tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern. And until then, have a good night.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One American News on YouTube. And call your cable provider and kindly demand that One American News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.